Let's do that. What are we doing? Carol of the Bells. Yes. Instead of playing the last measure, we're going to repeat to the beginning.
Repeat the beginning. Okay, thanks.
So instead of the stinger at the end, they just
save it for the second time.
Hopefully I remember to do that.
Da Capo, DC, eh? I like a DC. The comics are great.
Why would I want to write it in? All right, a little Christmas spirit.
I'll drink to that.
Four measures. 1, 2, 3. We'll have enough music. Elliot's gonna lead this one.
More dramatic pause.
Repeats are good, right?
Pizza what?
Are good. All repeats.
Pizzas are good? Pizzas are great, yeah.
Pizza.
Pepperoni, yes.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Pizzas are great.
One second. That repeats hard to find. All right.
Okay, too hard. 'Ready? Oh, okay, well, I'm just ready.
We don't need the trumpet player.
Play right at the beginning. Hey, thank you. I swear I didn't pay them to come. Okay, maybe.
Rudolph?
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I don't want to do it. We got it. It's the last Christmas. I vote
Yes,
she gets up and sings a solo.
All right,
I just heard that
fracking
gorgeous.
Oh, you know, little known fact. When I was 14, I won the college scholarship to sing. I said no. See, I shocked myself. Alright, it's a con. It's good.
I hate this place. Well, we'll see if I can get a G flat right now. My fingers are cold. I can't move them. I don't have this problem. It's not like a personal issue for all the rest of you.
All right, ready?
Yeah, I gotta get the slot back in here.
I got little T-Rex arms, so I can't play the trombone. I can get out to like third position.
I know, right? It's always better
This is
with
the one where you. Oh, you do come in on beat 3. Okay. I was like, what the heck's going on last time? I was right. Scares me. Listen, you got to play with confidence, man. Otherwise, it's scary. Armed Forces.
Oh, no, you like that one.
She's fun.
It is. I just I played it a bunch of times. I've never learned.
What are they going next?
I don't know.
Let's do this one.
The Arms versus Salute.
Matt's favorite.
Salute.
This is my
Oh,
favorite.
this is the one with the lovely page turn.
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
yes.
have yet.
Got 3 pages out already.
Page turn is a
I
bear.
don't know if there's a
She can take.
other page that got pulled off.
You didn't take a page?
Well, it's there. It's just a really awful page turn. I thought there was a somebody had one
I don't
copied at one point. Ah, it's fine. I'll work it right in the middle of the lead.
I know how a ninja you are. You got this. I know how ninja you are.
This whole Charlie Brown Christmas thing is like
20 pieces.
yeah, it's like 3 measures to turn a page at, and then you gotta start playing again. I'm like, really?
Nope. 2 bars.
Okay.
Crap, here we go. One, two.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Before we begin the commencement ceremony, I have a few important announcements. In compliance with state law, no smoking is permitted in Alico Arena. Guests will find the women's and men's facilities located in the first floor lobby and the northwest corner of the second floor. First aid facilities are located in the first floor lobby. In the event of an emergency evacuation, guests will be guided to one of the exit doors located throughout the arena. These exits are marked with red exit signs. Ushers are available to assist you should the need arise. As we celebrate this joyous occasion, an occasion that reminds us to be respectful in our attitudes and our actions, we ask that you silence all electronic devices. During the awarding of the diplomas, we ask that you hold your applause to the end so the names of all of our candidates may be heard. When taking pictures, please be mindful of those around you and do not block the aisles. Also, we ask that all candidates please be respectful of their fellow graduates and remain seated throughout the ceremony. After the singing of the alma mater, we ask that everyone please remain standing while the platform party, faculty, and the graduates exit the arena floor. Thank you for your attention. We will begin the ceremony shortly.
Processional. Where is it? Washington Post. Okay. Pomp and circumstance. Here we go. Followed by a ready good. Yep. You ready? Banana. You're up, kid.
All right, just 2 beats.
Good afternoon, candidates for graduation, honored guests, platform party, faculty, and staff. I want to welcome everyone to Florida Gulf Coast University and thank you for sharing in the celebration of all of these excellent, exceptional graduates. Now, all are in their places, and we are ready to begin this commemorative day. These exercises for the 2017 fall semester, the 44th commencement ceremony at Florida Gulf Coast University, are hereby called to order.
Thank you, Dr. McDonald. On behalf of Florida Gulf Coast University, I'm Mike Martin. I'm the president here. I'm delighted to be with you, and I welcome you to the university's 44th commencement. At this time, will you please remain standing, and others rise, please, for the invocation provided by Ms. Veronica Barber, and please remain standing afterwards to join in the singing of the national anthem with our vocalist from the Bauer School of Music, Dr. Janine Darnell, and along with the Suncoast Brass Quintet.
Good afternoon. Oliver Wendell Holmes, an 1800 student of law from Harvard, accomplished physician, professor, dean of anatomy, author, and poet, said, "Greatness is not in where you stand, but in what direction you are moving. We must sail sometimes with the wind and sometimes against it, but sail we must, and not drift nor lie anchor." Dr. Holmes, an obvious scholar, spoke from experience when he encouraged us to move forward with purpose and destiny, to not become stagnant or complacent, stuck or stopped. Each of us here was born with purpose and destiny, but not just that. We were each given talents, gifts, skills, and abilities to fulfill our purpose and reach the destiny assigned to us. So to the graduates, I say to you, as you embark on this new adventure and journey in life, sail with the wind and never drop anchor. A dropped anchor stops the ship from sailing, and ships unable to sail into the paths of possibilities are seldom rescued. Let us pray. Our Father God, it is our privilege to invite you here as the guest of honor on this day of celebration and accomplishments. It is our request that you would bless this graduating class, but more than that, and of first importance, we desire that you would be here with us this afternoon. Lord God, I ask on behalf of those gathered here that you would indeed bless each of these graduates. Give them the grace to make a difference for the good wherever they may find themselves in the years ahead. For those who will pursue further education, grant not only the knowledge they will need in their chosen fields, but also wisdom to apply that knowledge to life as it really is. For those who will be going directly into the workforce, give a sense of what is right and good and appropriate in the often confusing issues they will face. For those going into the military service, may they draw courage and strength from you. May they serve our country and all of humanity with integrity and honor. And for all of these graduates and the families of which they are part, help them in their quest to make a significant contribution to the general welfare of society. And may they be especially a blessing for those whose lives they personally touch. Father, I pray a hedge of protection around every individual within the sound of my voice. And I ask that you keep them in their coming and their going, and as we give you praise and thanks for all that is accomplished here today. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
lights and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the great.
Please be seated. This ceremony is patterned after a ritual which has been repeated throughout centuries of higher education throughout the world. The robes we wear and the symbols of the ceremony found their origins in the Middle Ages. The mace is a symbol of the authority of the university, but the spirit of commencement is modern and always new, and always focused on the future. At this time, let me introduce to you the university trustees and other members on the platform party. As I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Hold your applause, and then we'll show our appreciation. University trustee, Robbie Robestorff. Robbie's back there, thank you. University trustee, Joseph Fogg. Student university trustee and student government president, Jaleesa White. Dean of the Lutgert College of Business, Dr. Robert Beatty. Dean of the College of Education, Yoon Suk Hyun. Dean of the College of Health, Professions and Social Work, Dr. Mitchell Cordova. Dean of Undergraduate Studies, Don Kirby. Dean of the Library and Library Services, Dr. Kathleen Miller. Development Chair of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, Michael Nacheff. Director of Alumni Relations, Kimberly Wallace. Our invocation speaker, Veronica Barber. Academic Advisor and Reader, Rebecca Kroger. Director of Academic Advising and University Reader, Allison Beccigalucci. I love that name. I'm going to say that all the time. Associate Vice President for Research and Dean of the Graduate Studies, Dr. T.C. Yee. Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Michael Rollo. Founding President and Keynote Speaker, Dr. Roy McTarnigan. And our Acting Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Robert Gregerson. University Marshals and Faculty Senate, University Marshal and Faculty Senate President and University Trustee, Dr. Michael McDonald. And sitting in the front row, before me and our college marshals, as they call their name, please stand and recognize them as well. Kimberly Raycliffe from Library Services, Mark Simpson, College of Education, Dr. Jason McGuire, College of Health and Human Services, Dr. Adrian Valencia, Lutgert College of Business. I would like to thank the many members of our board of the foundation for the university. They give generously of their time and their money. On today's occasion, I'm not going to name them all, but they are here to help our students succeed and achieve their accomplishments. So if you are here from the foundation, would you please stand and be recognized as well? Okay, thank you, and join me in a round of applause for all of you who are with us today. Now I would like to introduce the university's acting provost and vice president for academic affairs, Dr. Robert Gregerson. I can get out of your way, Bob.
Thank you. It's a great honor and privilege to serve this institution as Chief Academic Officer and to be part of this special ceremony. It's my distinct pleasure at this time to introduce our Fall 2017 student speaker, President of Student Government and University Trustee, Jaleesa White. Ms. White is originally from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but moved to West Chase, Florida when she was 5 years old. She's a marketing major in the Lutgert College of Business and hopes to pursue a master's in public administration upon graduation. She one day aspires to earn her doctorate degree and become a vice president of university advancement or a university president of a prestigious institution. Jaleesa began her involvement at Florida Gulf Coast University her freshman year in the Leadership Through Service Living Learning community. Her sophomore year, she became a Leadership Through Service mentor, staffer of Housing and Residence Life, completed Emerging Eagles, our RSO Executive Leadership Institute, attended Leadership Academy, and traveled on an alternative spring break 2015 to Chicago, Illinois. At the end of her junior year, she was elected as the 2016-2017 Secretary of the Senate, which created in her a passion for serving in student government. Elected as student body president this past spring, Jaleesa wants to increase transparency between the students, student government, and administration. Ms. White is performing admirably in her first term as student body president and as a university trustee. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Jaleesa White.
Good afternoon, graduates. Today you turn the page into a new chapter of your lives, one that is filled with dreams, aspirations, goals, new cities, new career opportunities, and so much more. I was once told that education should be one's greatest investment, and today that comes to fruition for all of you. Over the years, you've invested your time, money, sweat, money, tears, and money to reach this moment. Today is truly your day to celebrate. Your time here at FGCU has been monumental. As we celebrate 20 years of our incredible university, we reflect on the impact you have made. In the past 4 years, we've reached over 2 million service learning hours, national recognition for athletics, over 250 registered student organizations, and so much more. These statistics are more than just numbers. They represent you and your time here at FGCU. You have all left your mark and will continue this effect throughout your career and your life. Although your days as a student are over, your learning will not end as this chapter of your life closes. I hope that you all will continue to learn more about yourselves, others, and the community around you. I ask you all to reflect on all FGCU has given you. Take some time to thank your mentors, professors, peers, family members that have shaped who you are today. In the words of Maya Angelou, you can only become truly accomplished at something you love. Don't make money your goal. Instead, pursue the things you love doing and do them so well people can't take their eyes off you. And I just want to quickly stop here because today, the love of my life is actually graduating. Ian Knight, he's in the stands, so congratulations, and I love you. Thank you, and go Eagles.
Thank you, Jaleesa. And you'll notice that Jaleesa is wearing a gold tassel on her hat. This represents a commitment that she's already made to the FGCU Foundation, and other students here may have gold tassels. Thank you all for the beginning of your philanthropy and for your continued investment, not only in your time and your intellect, but your money in this institution. And for those of you who are graduating today, we'll look for many, many more as you succeed in life. Now it's a special pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. Roy McTarnigan. On April 26, 1993, the Florida Board of Regents, the then Florida Board of Regents, named Roy McTarnigan, PhD, president of Florida's newest state university, FGCU, which opened its doors to students in 1997. Dr. McTarnigan began his career in higher education as an assistant professor in speech communication at the State University of New York in Geneseo, and had risen to the level of Vice President of Academic Affairs before leaving there. He also held positions of Director of the State Council of Higher Education in Virginia, the state's Planning and Higher Education Coordinating Agency, and the first president of the West Virginia College of Graduate Studies. Dr. McTarnigan has served the state university system in Florida for 18 years as the chief academic advisor, with service broken only by a brief period of time when he served as interim president of the University of North Florida. In May 1999, President McTarnigan completed his last official act as president when he presided over FGCU's second commencement ceremony. It's an honor on our 20th anniversary to welcome our founding father, and in every way an eagle for life, Dr. Roy McTarnigan. Join me in welcoming Dr. McTarnigan.
Thank you. Greetings. Mr. President, board members, faculty and staff, and especially our graduates this very important day, congratulations. This moment of achievement in your lives will be long remembered. Lest you think learning is over, when you hold your diploma, it's going to continue for the rest of your lives. This ceremony is aptly titled Commencement, a stepping stone on the road to lifelong learning. As you were getting ready to come here at FGCU, many of us have worked hard to make sure FGCU was ready for you. 30 years ago, I worked with others as we started the planning for a new university in Southwest Florida because it was 150 miles from the nearest public university, and this area of the state had the lowest college going rate in 18 to 24-year-old population. 26 years ago, we developed a 10-year operational plan for the new university, and 24 years ago, I was appointed president as we started implementing the plan and building this new university. Hiring faculty, thank you for distinguished faculty to come here and share your expertise and share your knowledge and support for our students. When my wife Beverly and I flew over this property for the first time in a helicopter in 1993 and saw all the swampland, we wondered, oh my goodness, we've got to build roads, find a way to get into this place. And we brought it to life, and it was such a fun experience. I'm sorry she's not here. She's attending to one of our family members in Oklahoma who's ill. And 20 years ago when we opened with 2,600 students on day one. Now that may seem kind of small, but I reminded folks on that day that when the University of South Florida in Tampa opened in 1960, it had 1,617 students. So we were about 1,000 more than they on opening day. I want to touch on three themes briefly. One, the purpose of your education. Second, the development of your character. And third, adaptation of your learning to the problems at the world scene level. You know, most of our political leaders have tried to get us to focus on higher education's role as preparation for a job. You probably read about that in the paper. In fact, some of you, your parents have probably told you, I've been waiting to get you off my payroll and get on somebody else's payroll. Has that happened, some of you? Yes. If you started your higher education knowing what you wanted, probably a very small share, but maybe you want to be a nurse or a teacher or an accountant, fine. But many of you have learned along the way what you really liked, what you were really good at, and you probably switched from one field to another. Our American university accreditation procedures propose that about 1/3 of your higher education be in general education. Being part of an educated person is not just about a job, but about what kind of person you can become. Can you communicate effectively through speaking and writing and thinking critically? Can you understand the world around you through history, social sciences, and the natural sciences? Can you work and understand other cultures through language, anthropology, and religion? Can you appreciate your world around you and have an enjoyable life by participating in the fine arts? Our world has changed markedly and will continue to change for you in the next 50 years of your working career. You'll have to keep learning every day just to handle the constant changes. I'll give you two examples of fields that have changed markedly. Between 1870 and 1970, 100 years, jobs in agriculture in this country declined by 90%. Between 1950 and 2010, in 60 years, factory jobs in this country declined by 75%. These changes came about through advances in technology and in automation, primarily. Changes in your lifetime are going to be the same. You're going to have to remember what you learned here. Our faculty have been working hard to make sure you're good at what you start to do and to have the skills to adjust and adapt to the changing world you're going to face in life. Secondly, we at FGCU want you to be focused on the right relationships toward your fellow citizens, to care about sustainable development, to participate actively in democracy and build a better world for the next generation. We want graduates of good character. We started this university with a required program of community service, and all of you can think back to the number of hours you gave in your field of study to help the community around you. I was very taken with such a program at the University of Costa Rica in 1986 when I was there, developing a model similar to what many of our agricultural universities have done in the last century in this country with county extension agents. But a part of our cultural heritage is sharing what we can learn with other people and giving back. I hope you have heroes in your life. Some of you will say right here in this audience, my parents are my heroes. They gave me the opportunity and encouraged me. Some of you have found professors who have challenged you and set an opportunity and goal for you to achieve. Keep those heroes in mind. I want to tell you about two of my heroes. Agnes Rigney was a professor of speech and hearing and department chair at my undergraduate university. She was my advisor from day one as a freshman until I graduated, pushing me to achieve and excel, to take courses from distinguished faculty, usually because she said, it doesn't matter what the name of the course is, they have something to tell you and teach you. You need to be exposed to those people. She helped me accelerate and graduate in 3 years, knowing during the time of the Korean War, all young men were going to spend some time in the military service. And when I was near finished, she wrote me a letter. Those were the days before iPhones when people actually took a pen and actually wrote a letter to somebody else. And she said, I want you to contact Hayes Yeager, who's the chairman of the speech department at Ohio State. I've written to him, and he will give you an assistantship to start your graduate program. And when I visited him, he said, you haven't submitted a transcript, but if Agnes Rigney recommends you, it's going to be a matter of automatic admission. Some of your faculty have that in mind for some of you who they know you can do great things. I think of Nelson Mandela in South Africa and the fight against apartheid, the legally segregationist separation in that country, who was convicted and spent 27 years in prison. Upon release in 1990 by the then Prime Minister F.W. de Klerk, the two men worked together tirelessly, having been on opposite sides politically and in segregation, and hit upon a formula never to embarrass or contradict the other person publicly, unlike our present system here in this country, Because when you start to vilify your opponent, it's really hard to sit down and have lunch the next day. It's hard to solve a problem. But those two men worked together over a very contentious issue of apartheid. And 4 years after Nelson Mandela was released from prison, he became president of South Africa. I listened to Prime Minister de Klerk tell me it was because they had developed this personal relationship that they would try to be mutually supportive and never say anything publicly to inflame the audiences, which can be easily aroused and inflamed politically. Take that as a lesson for our present situation in this country. Third, look around at our changing world and consider how interconnected we are. What happens in another part of the world affects us, our economy, our environment, our security. Please use your education and have your heroes as people who have given us a model about how to solve problems instead of how to create problems. Think of examples in nature, and I've chosen to focus on some birds that fly, geese. As each goose flaps its wings, it creates an uplift for the other birds to follow. By flying in a V formation, the whole flock adds 71% greater flying range than if each goose flew alone. So remember, when people share a common direction about where they want to go, they are going to get there quicker and easier if they're traveling on the thrust of one another rather than trying to go it alone. Secondly, when a goose falls out of formation, it suddenly feels the drag and resistance of flying alone. It moves back into the formation and takes advantage of the stream of air and the lifting power for the birds immediately in its vicinity. So if we have as much sense as a goose, we can stay in formation and with those headed where we want to go and get there sooner and easier. And when the lead goose tires, it rotates back into the formation. Another goose takes the point position. So it takes turns doing the hard task and sharing leadership. You need to do that in your family. You need to do it in your profession and become interdependent on the skills and talents of others. And of course, we've all heard the geese honk to encourage those up front to keep up their speed. So make sure your honking is encouraging. In groups where there is encouragement and support of your colleagues, production is much greater. And when a goose gets sick and falls or is shot down, two other geese generally fall out of formation and follow it down and stay with it until it can fly again or until it dies. If it flies again, to catch up with another flock. And of course, our lesson there is if we have as much sense as geese, we can stand by each other and our family and our community and our country when we're needed. You know, your commencement programs have some nice asterisks in Latin. Not too many of you studied Latin, but you know that cum laude means with praise. Magna cum laude means with great praise, and summa cum laude with the highest praise. But most of the parents and grandparents and friends of students, when you walk across the stage, they'll be yelling, "Oh, laude." They won't say the whole cum laude. Our graduates here have come from North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Europe. And I want to celebrate with you all who have, in your first, second, or third generation, come from other lands, and our faculty who have come from other countries, sharing their expertise. And unless you're a Native American, we are all immigrants. Remember that. My family came from Northern Ireland, where people have been shooting each other. One side was Catholic and the other side was Protestant. Even though they were white people, they hated each other and tried to kill each other. War and terrorism make life miserable for people in those environments. And so celebrate your diversity. Remember, we're all here in this country to work together and pull together. Remember even the words from the book of Exodus. Do not oppress a foreigner, for you yourselves know how it feels to be a foreigner, because you were foreigners in Egypt. All the way back to Exodus. I hope as you consider the things that you learned about yourself, that maybe you can write down a few salient points about things you're going to take with you the rest of your life, about what did I learn here, and not just about history or mathematics or chemistry. I want to share with you my list. I've learned that people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. I've learned that life should not be measured by the number of breaths you take, but by the number of times your breath is taken away. And that progress in life is a lot like riding a bicycle. Nothing much happens until you do a lot of heavy pedaling. And the first rule every morning is see what needs to be done and do it. Be self-sufficient and, get up, make your bed, brush your teeth. Do all the things that count for your family and yourself. I've learned you can't expect your children to listen to your advice and ignore your example. Maybe your parents said that once or twice. I've learned that most people resist change, but it's often only the only way to secure progress. And I've learned that in your chosen field, you can't succeed unless you keep learning more each and every day. That's why this is a beginning, commencement, and not the end. And as we hired our first faculty here, I reminded them that I only wanted them to work half-time, from 7 to 7. And if we could only work half days, we could get a lot done. I said it would be the hardest job you ever had, but you'll love it if you can stand it. And so many did. And this dream has come true, and this university has served nearly 30,000 graduates. 23 years ago, my wife, Beverly, and I chose our colors of blue and green for the environmental world in which we live, our land, our water, our air. And our eagle is our mascot. Wear these symbols, show them with pride, and I wish you God's blessings, and go Eagles!
Thank you very much, Dr. McTardian. Degrees will now be conferred. At FGCU, we award a wide variety of advanced degrees that provide postgraduate education in a variety of disciplines. At FGCU, we offer 3 programs of study leading to doctorate degrees and over 30 courses of study leading to a master's degree. We are pleased that 4 doctorates and 49 master's degrees are being awarded by FGCU at this commencement. Some of those eligible to receive recognition at today's ceremony have already started their careers and will be unable to attend. Will all the doctoral and master's degrees candidates please rise for the conferral of your degrees?
By the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida Gulf Coast University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the doctorate or master's degree you have earned, with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Candidates, please move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. You may be seated.
The College Marshal for the Marieb College of Health and Human Services will now escort the Doctor in Physical Therapy recipients. Doctoral students will be accompanied by their research committee chairs to the front of the stage. As is typical with institutions of higher learning, these students will be hooded on stage. After honoring today's doctoral students, the escorted master's recipients will move to the stage. The university readers, Ms. Rebecca Croker and Ms. Allison Bacigalupi, will introduce the individual graduates. We will be calling each graduate to the front of the floor to be recognized. Let me say a word to all guests today, and I will please ask for your cooperation. Most of you have traveled many miles today to hear one name, and each name will be heard only if you hold your applause and cheers. Thank you.
Hooding the following Doctor of Physical Therapy student will be their committee chair, Dr. Ellen Donald. Kathleen Heft. Hooding the following Doctor of Education student will be their committee chair, Dr. Lynn Wilder. David Sannon. Hooding the following Doctor of Education student will be their committee chair, Dr. Thomas Roberts. Jamie Gallo. And now the master's students from the College of Education. Julia Matthews. Allison Naust. Marissa Russell. Brittany Aponte. And now the students from the College of Business. Svensson Elshot. Fabian Brombach. Eric Rodriguez. Megan Humanick. Caitlin Foote. Megan Marone. Jason Badge. Amrita Dehonorine. Winifred Odom. And now the Marieb College of Health and Human Services. Kendra Dinas. Lynn Portnoy. Laura Olivo. Bradley Forrester. Jacqueline Caspar. Bianca Johnson. Shelby McLean. Dana Crispin. Irma Parahone. Matthew Alexander.
Will the new FGCU doctoral and master's graduates please rise? President Martin, Platform Party, faculty, family, and guests, please join me in congratulating our new graduate degree recipients. Thank you. Please be seated. We now come to the conferring of bachelor's degrees. At FGCU, we award a wide variety of bachelor's degrees that provide education in an array of disciplines. We offer over 55 courses of study leading to the bachelor's, and we award the following bachelor's degrees: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Engineering, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Social Work, and Bachelor of Music Education. We are pleased that 490 bachelor's degrees are being conferred by FGCU at this commencement. Some of those eligible to receive recognition at today's ceremony have already started their new careers and are not able to be with us today. Will all bachelor's candidates please rise for the conferral of your degrees?
By the authority vested in me by the Florida Board of Governors and the Florida Gulf Coast University Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you the bachelor's degrees you have earned with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Candidates, please turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. Please be seated.
The College Marshal for the College of Education will now escort the bachelor's recipients to the front of the stage. The university readers, Ms. Rebecca Croker and Ms. Allison Bacigalupi, will introduce individual graduates.
David Nichols. Oh, these are the graduates from the College of Education. David Nichols. Melissa Violka. Tiffany Furlow. Brittany Campbell. Samantha Lloyd. Sydney Nelson. Tara Lashley. Catherine McDonald. Casey Mashin. Kristen Vilcek. Nina Mirosnichenko. Alexandria Amat. Paris Payton. Matthew Barrett. Shannon Dees. Kimberly Ream. Katarina Robinson. Emily Benner. Leah Mahoney. Kennedy O'Hara. Enrique Medellin. Nina Smargessi. Taryn Anthony. Charles Casey. Alexis Moss. Morgan Bowerly. Gabriela Melozo. Anna Sims. Courtney Noonan. Brianna Tordelot. Laura Blow. Amanda Gobble. Emily Baer. Danielle Cox. Yesenia Menning. Megan Forte. Abigail Gardner. Sierra Nelms. Siobhan Canty. Robin Grecho. Erin Park. Michaela Oxar. Elizabeth Lozano. Jessica Buno. Diana Sannon. And now the graduates from the Lutgert College of Business. Zachary Bergstrom. Hunter Failer. Carl Taylor. Jonathan Gross. Joseph Rovita. Okay. Jean-Maxime Lautier-Benin. Matthew Subert. Austin Hagman. Charles Brock. James Franey. Michael Davis. Debbie Chu. Sydney Fahrenbrook. Malvika Madan. Kristen Stubbs. Brandon Berry. Jesse Register. Nordy Lusaint. Tyrone Taylor. Harrison Yazgi. Thomas Gordon. Elizabeth Dyson. Brianna Capizzi. Carly Stoddard. Megan Woodell. Tyler Fian. Connor Cahill. Jerry Cooper. Frankie Littlejohn. Robert Brower. Sarah Leverrier. Brianna Carforna. Tori Saperstein. Roshadson Andre. Austin Consol. Matthew Lawrence. Christian De La Hoz. Brandon Guevara. Keith Tucker. Taylor Graham. Alexander Levon. Mark Antle. Bryant Underwood. Miguel Angel Rojas Jr. Jeremy Scott Harding. Robert Cates. Jessica Hoover. Kyle Collins. Ian Knight. Brooke Haig. Melissa Matera. Kayla Yanis. Marley Freza. Andrea Maldonado. Shauna Martin. Taylor Fanning. Kathleen Castellani. Lindsay Maselli. Laura Jones. Savannah Dill. Courtney Freeberg. Quentin Laurent. Nicole Willett. Brianna Dilworth Machado. Jennifer Klein. Juan Rincon. Matthew Moore. Reese Rourke. Sean Casey. Megan Vanderbeck. Richard Malbin. Crystal Waters. Dominique Gatchens. Amina Murillo. Sarah Palmonka. Andy Bombino. Nicholas Green. Matthew Romero. Jake Stevens. Nicholas Haynes. Jeffrey Wiedmeyer. Jacob Schaefer. Tyree Hunter. Jennifer LaRocca. Joe Ray. Zachary Metrovich. Ethan Long. Tyler Whitman. Corey Taylor. Lauren Coughlin. Sarah McLaughlin. Hunter Fowler. Caleb Egelite. Dovle Gutierrez. Aaron Greenberg. Ryan Barnett. Daniel Griffith. Jenna Serrano. Brock Green. Michael DeVico. Dario Nashif. Gabrielle Weingart. April Burkett. Brooke Harmon. Erica Jones. William Kraft. Malcolm Hassad. Avita Letter. Megan Miller. Brianna Stampley. Raymond Bucarensi. Matthew Fair. Kevin Friedman. Thomas Bardison. Jared Perlman. Jose Cartagena. Charles Bankston. Spencer Borelli. Burson Charles. Cole Hanchey. Kevin Ahad. Christopher Jennings. Harry Mitchell Joyner. David Rubin. Jason Hutchison. James Gick. Kobe Davis. Dominic Safaro. Chase Eberhard. Matthew Gergen. Brandon Dashoff. Kevin Johnson. Adam Albright. Paul Oliveira. Tucker Lacarose. Connor McMahon. Noah Coffers. Parker Matson. Jacob Krigbaum. Faith Bennett. Austin Roberts. Stephanie Kolko. Chelsea Donaldson. Michaela Wallace. Maura Larkin. Lauren Sigmund. Deanna Patrick. Allison McDonald. Caprice Del Vecchio. John Quinn. Alexandra Hawthorne. Vanessa Pena. Amy Jazzo. Daniel Alberto. Jonathan Holt. Lysandra Escalona. Tanisha Gedould. Faith Finfrock. Jasanti De Sousa. Christopher Girl Prado. Elka Chu Gisaldo. Mark Kratzit. Gary Gombos. Stefan Pfeffer. Nathan Freeman. Desiree Feliciano. Kyla Nelson. Stephanie Tiriak. Lisa Murray. Gabrielle Benson. Melissa Drucker. Robert Santiago. Rachel Coulunge. Annabelle Strait. Sarah Perez. Dominic Capizzi. Raquel Madrigal. Abby Caitlin Rogers. Jennifer Hull. Jarrett Bess. Andrew Arias. Emily Papa. Kimberly Toxey. Gabriel Hernandez Grip. Noam Mitchell. Tyler Pope. William Gare. Galen Bolger. Thomas Lochran. Ryan Gondor. Tyler Sanders. Jennifer Steiger. Corey Mahosky. Christina Gedra. Frederick Strenka. James W. Walker. Lindsay Strammel. Amanda Diaz Arl.
Andrea Ionesco. Enrique Gonzalez. Ryan Potter. Emma T. Perkinson. Diamond Phillips. Nevena Ketsiakova. Cameron Lech. Ryan Gavin. Nora Johnson. Andrea Wilson. Leonardo Salina. Erin Kisselback. Yeah. Samantha Gomes. Samantha Noonan. Christian Senger. Chrislyn Lucas. Rodolfo Sosa. Mallory Nelson. Brandon Crescitelli. Stephanie Butts. Heidi Fulcomer. Victoria Casey. Alexandra Dalton. Stephanie Caputo. Austin Sirkleski. Xavier Mooring. Manuel Rodriguez. Kevin Smith. Zachary Abbott. Austin Budnack. Christopher Marinan. Daniel Trank. Taylor Nyer. Andrew Gilbert. Mitchell Urana. Melissa Getman. Miranda Grabman. Caitlin Lewis. Brett Knight. Jonah Spedden. Mark Jolly. Tim Holloway. Kevin Valandia. Paige Law. Ryan Bush. Vincent D'Annunzio. Jack Peters. Melvin Silverio. Daniel Alanese. Mario Wright. Morgan Vess. Judy Dantes. Michael Glaze. Shane Lennon. Nicholas Parent. Austin Brady. Juan Roma LaRue. Lizette Lazarus. Jessica Forrest. And now the graduates from the Marieb College of Health and Human Services. Brooke Aronson. Samantha Lloyd. Nicholas Sheriff. Greg Moon. Shane May. Anna Gonzalez. Stacy Ramus. Ariel Probus. Areli Guzman. Allison Edwards. Nicole Stratus. Ashley Peterson. Ignacio Fernandez. Capri Wynn. Zainab Rashid. Catherine Vargas. Brian Coronel. Michael Yepes. Jennifer Falcon. Carolina Palat. Brittany Moore. Chelsea Kiley. Brenna Hovland. Anne Isabel Luxon. Morgan Lee. Cassidy Howard. Madison Radenhausen. Kylie Steele. Robin Ross. Sarah Encinosa. Morgan Peffer. Taylor Fleisch. Chloe Birch. Jensen Moore. Nicole Loria. Stephanie Darville. Sydney Krantz. Jennifer Perez de Leon. Beverly Ayala. Carissa Licata. Chelsea Borja. Melissa Hussein. Abigail DeWeird. Nicole Horton. Amber Cintron. Aria Patterson. Emily Seberg. Jenna Ambrosio. Giovanna Albino. Juliana Azaredo. Lauren Lawton. Christopher Carnacier. Kristen Sauer. Brittany Wagner. Taylor Daly. Sarah Alvarez Ruiz. Samantha Buscemi. Kristen Johnson. Laurel Rudisil. Darielle Howard. Cassidy Ray Brantley. Mary Gomez. Shedeline Frederick. Haley Rouser. Neil Caney. Michael Gillen. Rachel McCall. Christine Danielson. Ruby Campos. Robin Noel. Risha Morgan. Peyton McLay. Morgan Drummond. Priscilla Alvarado. Kyla Vinay Williams. Danielle Zipnick. Lindsay Witzel. Gianna Masiello. Bernice Labra. Nicole Mendez. Napatera Tirati Ukul. Rosby Roseby. Thompson. Steve Gerlin. Alada Parker. Matthew McCusick. Ania Gary. Deborah Gideon. Jennifer Garcia. Stephanie Adams. Giuliano Consiglio. Chancellor McCauley. Jillian Charlemagne. Samantha Levy. Marina Allen.
Oh, that's right. You're over here. I never can remember where I know.
Will the new FGCU bachelor's graduates please rise? President Martin, Platform Party, faculty, family, and guests, please join me in congratulating our graduates. Please be seated. Among our graduates receiving bachelor's degrees today are some of FGCU's finest students. These students who have achieved the highest academic honors are designated by the wearing of green and blue honor cords. Please stand and remain standing as I call your honors designation. Undergraduate students who have maintained a cumulative GPA of 3.9 or higher have received the highest honors designation of summa cum laude. Congratulations. Undergraduate students who have maintained a cumulative GPA of 3.71 to 3.89 have received the honors designation of magna cum laude. Congratulations. Undergraduate students who have maintained a cumulative GPA of 3.50 to 3.70 have received the honors designation of cum laude. Congratulations. Honors graduates, we commend you on your superlative achievement. Now, additionally, the red, white, and blue honor cords that you may observe on some of our graduates signify those who have performed great service to our country as members of our proud United States military. Will those students please rise? We wish to thank you for your service as you graduate. Thank you.
I congratulate all of you on your many accomplishments and wish you continued success. You have worked hard and succeeded in your academic endeavors, and on your behalf, let me thank our outstanding faculty at FGCU and the staff members who have provided you not only with instruction, but also their wise guidance, their enthusiastic support, and they are truly a blessing to this university. To have such a remarkable group of faculty and staff respected by students, peers, and the greater community is a genuine honor. Let's give all the faculty a round of applause. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Michael Nachev. Michael is a graduate of the class of 2010 and the development chair of the FGCU Alumni Association Board of Directors. Michael?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Martin. Good afternoon, parents, family members, friends, and fellow Eagles. As Dr. Martin said, my name is Michael Nachev, class of 2010 FGCU alumnus and development chair of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. I'm honored to be with you here today as we celebrate this tremendous milestone. Today, you become alumni of Florida Gulf Coast University. 7 years ago in this very arena, I sat where you are sitting and reflected on my own collegiate experience. At FGCU, I built relationships which today I can count among my closest friends and trusted confidants. Many of us stay in close contact and work to support each other as we endeavor to achieve our daily goals. Of course, the most important person that I met at FGCU was my wife, Felicia. At that time, there were only about 6,000 students on campus, and my mother-in-law, who worked in student government to support us, introduced me to Felicia. She loves to take credit for introducing us, and I get points with both my wife and my mother-in-law every time I tell that story in a speech. Just one of the many great FGCU love stories. While reflecting at my own commencement, I also thought about what I was going to do after college. As some of you might remember, the economy and the job market were not quite as robust in 2010 as they are today. The relationships I built at FGCU proved to be the foundation of my network. I was able to utilize my network to attain a job while attending FGCU and shortly after graduating. As a student, I worked for former university president Dr. Wilson Bradshaw. After graduating in 2010, I worked in the Florida Senate as a legislative assistant for Senator Garrett Richter. And today, I am the Director of Government Relations for the largest employer in Southwest Florida, Lee Health. I've been very fortunate to work for employers that allow me to invest in something greater than myself. Senator Richter once shared excellent advice with me from his father. He said that a great recipe for life is to learn, earn, and return. In my time working with him over 6 years, I learned that we should be doing all three of those things continuously. Never stop learning, try to keep earning, and always give back or return your blessings. Class of 2017, you are a special group of people. You also have a network. You wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't talented and didn't have people helping you along the way. In fact, on paper, it can be demonstrated that all of you are much smarter than your predecessors, including me. I likely would not have had the academic resume to join the class of 2017 as a freshman. That is a good thing. We should all hope for an FGCU academic profile that continues to rise. Along with Dunk City basketball, it makes all of us look better. Now that you have graduated and are about to step into the real world, you have to realize that the whole country is full of special people, competing for jobs and competing to make a difference. So what separates one special person from another? You must put in the work to be great every single day. Success is rented, not owned, and rent is due every day. Hard work, persistency, and dedication have allowed me to achieve my goals. I never imagined the success that I would have been blessed with, but through hard work and dedication, one can achieve anything. Even an unexceptional individual such as myself can work from a 2.3 GPA to eventually graduate cum laude and endeavor to make a difference. I assure you that my accomplishments can only be explained through hard work. I'm confident that all of you will display a similar work ethic in pursuit of your goals. Along with hard work, you have to enjoy what you do. When you enjoy what you do, you have passion. Life after college is not easy. Just because you have graduated from one of the finest universities in the country does not make it any easier. What it boils down to is the passion and desire to be great, and that you display this energy every day. You have to work hard when nobody is watching. That is the ultimate test of character. You have to separate yourself from everybody else. As one chapter is coming to a close, a brand new chapter is opening. Charles Swindoll once said, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Life will continually challenge you. Be ready to respond and be open to change your direction. No matter what the next step looks like, whatever it is you are going to do, set a goal to be the very best at it. Dare to be great. That is what FGCU is being built on, a tradition of excellence, character, and culture. As you leave here today, if there is any advice I can offer, it is this. Remember this moment. Remember this institution that instilled knowledge in you along with great social and civic responsibility. Look around you at the friends and mentors you've gained at FGCU. It gave you a start, pushing you down the road to limitless possibilities. Remember, no matter where you go from here, FGCU will always be the common intersection in our lives. Today you join an alumni family of more than 25,000 graduates worldwide, and I challenge you to stay connected to your FGCU family, no matter where the road takes you. You can do that by becoming involved and engaged graduate, volunteer in your colleges, attend Alumni Association events, and share your accomplishments with the university. Give back when you can. More importantly, become a Forever an Eagle member of the Alumni Association. That is the best way to show your Eagle pride and stay connected with your FGCU family. I look forward to seeing every one of you soar high like only Eagles can. Again, congratulations, class of 2017, and welcome to the FGCU alumni family. And your honor, wings up, go Eagles.
And I can attest to the fact that Michael has demonstrated what you can do in 7 short years to achieve what he's achieved. We expect the same of all of you. At this time, will all the graduates please rise and give a round of applause of appreciation to those who have helped you through this educational process. Your parents, your family, your extended family, your friends, and to the faculty who have supported you through your endeavors. Now, will everyone rise and join our vocalist, Janine Darnell, and the Sun Coast Brass Quintet in singing the first verse of the alma mater. The printed words can be found on page 35 of your program.
We salute our alma mater, for she gave us wings to fly. We have learned the wind's great secret, how to soar with our minds, as we wear our colors proudly, emerald green and cobalt blue. Here's to friends and to memories made at FGCU. So fly, 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 eagles, where our wings will take us.
Graduates, in closing, I encourage you to stay connected to the university as proud alumni who represent the best of this institution, and you've demonstrated that. You and your success stories are our best ambassadors. Your achievement will serve others, and the loyalty you contribute to your loyalty will contribute to the greatness of Florida Gulf Coast University. You have our best wishes for success and happiness throughout the balance of your lives. Please remain standing for the recessional and remain in your places until all the graduates have exited the floor. Graduates, staff ushers will direct you to join the recessional. Guests, please wait until the students and faculty have left the arena floor before carefully exiting yourself. Please meet your graduates in the lobby or in the plaza. Thank you for joining us. Travel safely. Go Eagles.
Fading.